2024 is fast approaching. Now is a great time to start getting your finances in order and making a plan for the new year so you can hit the ground running in 2024 and be financially successful. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 6 key things that you can do along with actionable steps to take so you can get your finances in order and start off 2024 on the right foot. As always, feel free to skip around the timestamps to save time. Let's get into it. First up, work out where you want to go. It's a good time to set some goals and set clear intentions on where you want to go financially in 2024. Some examples of great goals to work towards in 2024 could be paying down debt, meeting a savings goal, building up your emergency fund, starting a share portfolio, or even saving that deposit to buy your first home. Your goals should be really personal to you so that you can feel connected to them. By being connected, having meaningful goals, and understanding your why behind what it is that you're wanting to achieve, your drive to achieve them is much higher. In order to set goals, you also need to work out where you are currently. Take some time to sit down and really look over all the aspects of your finances. Review your income and your expenses. This is a great time to also sit down and look over your budget, or what I like to call an intentional spending plan, so you can see exactly where your money is going. If you don't have a budget or a spending plan in place yet, I will link up my free template down in the description box so you can grab yourself a copy. Trust me when I say that by completing this, it will completely change your life and you'll feel much more in control of your finances. Take the time to also review any debt that you currently have. List out all your assets and also all your liabilities to really build a clear picture of where you're at currently financially. It's good to know your assets versus your liabilities so that you can work out what your net worth is. You can work this out really easily by adding up the total of all of your assets and the total of all of your liabilities, and then subtracting your liabilities from your assets, which will give you a total, and this amount is your net worth. Once you know where you are currently and also know where you're wanting to go, it's time to put a plan in place. The way that I personally like to do this is to work backwards from the end point of my goal. So say, for example, my goal is to save $5,000 by the end of 2024. What I would do is break my goal down by my paydays that I'm gonna have over that next year. So let's say you get paid monthly, then you're gonna have 12 paydays next year. So you'd break $5,000 down, divide it by 12. This would give you approximately $416 a month that you'd need to be saving. You can break the goal down monthly, fortnightly, or weekly, depending on what your pay schedule is. If you divide your goal by the time frame, you can work out exactly what the amount is that you need to save towards your goal. Something else that I like to do is create a simple tracker to help keep me on track over the year towards my goal. I'm quite a visual person, so I quite like having something up on the wall that I can tick off each month. This helps keep me accountable and also helps keep me focused on the goals that I'm trying to achieve financially that year. So once you have your goals worked out and you've worked out a plan on how you're going to achieve them, the next thing that I like to do is a bit of an overall review on my financial life. Firstly, I look at my retirement contributions and also check what my balance currently is. I do a quick calculation to make sure that I've made the right level of contributions, that I'm on track to meet my retirement goal. And also a quick check-in to make sure that I've contributed enough to receive the free government contribution that we get here in New Zealand. Currently, if we put in $1,043 minimum, then we can get the full government contribution if we're eligible, which is $521. Being self-employed, I am solely responsible for my KiwiSaver contributions, so it's something that I factor into my intentional spending plan and budget for throughout the year. There are loads of free, simple calculators that you can use to track your retirement and play around with the different levels of contribution to see how your retirement is going to look. I've personally found the one on the Sorted website is really good and quite easy to use for calculating your KiwiSaver. If you're watching this and you're not in New Zealand, don't skip this step. Still check your retirement contributions and make sure that you're on track for your retirement goals. Next up, I like to do a full review of my expenses for the past year. I look to see if there were any surprise bills that may have popped up during the year that I didn't budget for, and do I need to account for these moving forward and put them into my intentional spending plan for the following year. I also look to see if any of our regular expenses have changed. For example, this year our rates bill has increased, So we've needed to allocate more funds in our intentional spending plan towards this. On this note, if you are reviewing and you do find that some of your regular expenses have increased, it may be worth shopping around different providers to see if you can get a better deal. Some areas that you could review are your power, your internet provider, your phone plan, and also your insurances. By regularly reviewing these expenses and also doing a financial audit at the end of the year, you could potentially save yourself hundreds of dollars. This year, I switched our power provider and also our garden bin provider after finding a better deal through another provider. Now, once I have looked back on the past expenses from the previous year, I plan for the future year. I go through and I write a breakdown month by month of what bills and expenses are due each month so that I can plan for these and put them into my intentional spending plan. Again, if you'd like a free copy, there's a template down in the description box. Just click the link and you'll be able to download it. I find it really helpful to do this at the start of the year so that I can forecast what's coming and budget accordingly for the year ahead. This also helps me allocate my income to where I want it to go towards my goals for that year. For example, one of our goals for next year is going to be to make a lump sum payment to our mortgage when it comes up for renewal in August. So by knowing this ahead of time, we can budget and plan accordingly to ensure we've got the right amount that we want to put onto our mortgage at that time when it comes around for renewal in August. If you start the year off by doing an audit, setting some goals, and getting really clear on your intentions and where it is that you're wanting to go for the year ahead, you can really set yourself up for financial success. It can help you to feel in control of your finances instead of letting your finances get on top of you. If you found this video helpful, let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.